Hi, my name is Ethan Ramba. I'm a second year MSGIS student and I have a bachelor's in environmental science from UVU, and now I'm here. And I grew up by just south of Seattle, Washington, in a town called Auburn, and moved to Utah about 4 years ago. And some of my hobbies are beach or sand volleyball. I play on some teams at what's called the Sandbar, just has indoor and outdoor courts in North Salt Lake. I also like to mountain bike, uh, snowboard, ski, hike, and yeah, I just enjoy the outdoors. And the topic I chose today is on fiddler crabs and their migration um, north along the northeastern United States coast into the Great Marsh. And I chose this topic because we're already seeing the effects of climate change just in hotter summers and just breaking recorded weather temperatures. Um, and this is just an example of how climate change has affected a local ecosystem and the positive feedback back loops from that. So, as a summary, this is a fiddler crab, and they usually live just south of Cape Cod, which is this hook looking thing on the south of Massachusetts. But in 2014, they were spotted in the Great Marsh. And the reason for this is because the waters of the Gulf of Maine are highly affected by climate change, and the water is getting warmer. And so these crabs have migrated because they like warm water, and the waters in Great Marsh have warmed up. A marsh is grasslands that are flooded twice a day by salt water. And um, just south of Cape Cod, the grasses and the crabs are able to cohabitate. The crabs like to burrow in the sand, and this can be beneficial. That can release nutrients and aerate the soil, but can also harm the plants. And the grasses south of Cape Cod have adapted, but the grasses in the Great Marsh, they have found through studies that it reduces their presence reduces um, the grass volume by 40%. And the grass is really important to the ecosystem um, for and for the climate. It slows the inflow of ocean water so that the mud and sediment is able to deposit, and that builds up the sediment. So without that, it could erode the sediment, hurt the ecosystem there. Um, and also, it's a carbon storage. It's like one of the largest carbon storage habitats in the world. And when these crabs burrow in the soil, it introduces oxygen into the soil, and that releases carbon dioxide. So that's a positive feedback loop for the climate. Um, so they're researching this further. They don't call the crab an invasive species yet because the plants could adapt. But there are all invasive species coming in due to climate change, like the purple marsh crab, which eats the roots and the grasses. Um, so just something that's alarming. And yeah, this is my citation. It's from sciencenews.org.